sweetie.
Cara Daly is entitled to a council house because she isn't working after having a baby, but they're in short supply and many private landlords won't accept people on benefits. She ended up homeless before finding this place.
They have bands and I was in band C, so I wasn't very much of a priority. I had been at my mum's, sleeping on the floor, was working in the village of an evening, just waiting on, and I'd saved all that money just in case I could. Somebody did say, right, yep, come on, I'll accept you with universal credits. And thankfully, everything that I had amounted to the deposit and rent for here. So everything that I earned will cover for the rent and the bills and the food, and that is all.
One of the problems is that tourism's pushed up house prices. Even a static caravan on a holiday park can cost £370,000. And that means even well-paid professional couples can need a council house. The council's housing officer knows more than most. He works for homeless charity Manor House.
There's very little low-cost rented accommodation because the demands of the holiday sector mean that landlords can sort of charge holiday rents. There's people in low-paid jobs and there's people perhaps in tied accommodation that goes with the employment, and if you lose your employment, you lose your accommodation.
South Lakeland District Council identified land suitable for building and gave it planning permission before any applications were made. It means developers like this one are encouraged to build. But even with 35% affordable homes, it's not perfect. Rosie Rickerby saved up enough money to apply for a shared ownership scheme. She had to pay high mortgage application fees, and then she was turned down because so many apply.
He said the restrictions had been reduced so we could apply now for what was a 3-bedroomed house. Went through all the application process, paid £400 for a mortgage advisor to do everything for us. And when we put our application in, they declined it because we didn't have children, we weren't a priority, and there was no need for us to have a house after they let us go through it all and apply.
For every home built, there are hundreds more families on the waiting list for affordable housing.
We recognise there is a problem. We're doing our best to deal with it, but we haven't cracked it.
On one Facebook forum, people told me of their problems here in Kendal. One said, affordable housing schemes just aren't affordable. High rent means she can't save to get onto the housing ladder. Others say competition for a council house means they're renting privately, paying hundreds of pounds in application fees, with rents they can't afford, for properties with mould and water running down the walls. And if they can get a council house, they say they're then at the bottom of the list. So as their family grows, it's hard to move on. And so even as more green fields turn to houses, Cumbria still has thousands of families struggling to find a home. FIONA, MARLEY, PATERSON, ITV News.